And as you can tell, yeah, we're in my normal place. We are in the kitchen. Just bear with me. And I'm going to show you. So if I can get this guy. There we are. Uh, uh, right, there we go. I think I've got this right. The only trouble is the orientation is wrong. So we just turn that. There we go. And we're out there finally. Right, guys, we're in the kitchen today because I've got a few bits to put together. And I'm going to share with you how much easier doing it this way. Yeah, it's a little bit of time, but it's Friday. We're at the end of the week. We want to enjoy our weekend. We don't want things to do. Be stuck in the kitchen during the weekend. I've actually realised I've got a few bits to do. I've got a ridiculous amount of potatoes, so we're going to just chip them, get them seasoned, whack them in the freezer. With the lovely invention of the air fryers, it is making fresh chips a lot easier than it would if you're doing the normal fryer thing. Yeah, that's a bit of a letdown. Also, I've actually got some dog food on at the moment. All I've got in here at the moment is a kilo of rice, obviously water, and I had a fresh sweet corn in the fridge that really it's gone past it the best before, I should say. I've shaved that off. I'll chuck that in for the minute. I'm going to sort that out now in a minute. I've also dried out some basil. So I've got some nice fresh dried basil that I need to put away. And I made a compote from yogurt. I'm going to put that away as well. And on top of that, I'm going to show you this excellent buy that I bought down in my local mirror market. And they are stunning. And the price, amazing. We'll get to that in a minute. But first of all, let's get rid of this basil on the side. And I'm not going to bore you by chopping chips. We're going to start with the dog food and get that ready. I'm at the rice on cooking, so you ain't got to sit there watching me cook rice. This will be a long live, sorry guys. We are literally going through the process of trying to save you some time, save you some money, and still eat some really good food, and also keep your dog happy at the same time. Afternoon! How are you? Yeah, so we're going to get going. I'm going to put this back on because you're going to follow me around the kitchen. Not that I go very far, not that my kitchen's very big. But when I'm walking off and things, you know, it would be nice if you could see what I'm doing. Anyway, let's get started. Right, basil. Really cheap. Really nice if you've got your own potted basil. Hi, thanks for saying hi. I really appreciate it, and thanks for tuning in. As I just explained, this is a bit of a just how to save yourself some money, how to get things ready in the kitchen, and save you time so you can enjoy the weekend. Anyway, I dried this out yesterday. I literally just popped it in the oven after I finished using it and just left it overnight. Because I don't like the dried stuff in the shop. It doesn't smell like basil. It doesn't taste like basil. And have you seen how much you get in a jar? Easy storage. They're just going in a pot. You want an airtight pot because obviously you want your basil to keep its flavour. Oh, cheers. Thank you, darling. So you don't really want to minimalise the air going into it. That's number one out of the way. A great big dirty list of things that I need to get done. For a decent lid. Here we go. There we go. And I end up sometimes not getting around to it because everything else gets in the way. But this is a great opportunity. Oh, it's stuck over there. Hey, follow me here. It's a great opportunity for me to get a lot of things done and also set out the way my life should normally go to hand. I've used this for the last 20 years and this has worked for me. It's saved me a great deal of time, money, and I get to enjoy the things I like to eat, which is very difficult even when you go out for eating. I don't tend to get enjoyable meals. I'm always disappointed. There's always something wrong with the food. Always something wrong. My pet hate pubs that use prepared potatoes. What is wrong with you? Jesus Christ. They taste disgusting. You got staff. You got a KP. Someone's bound to have a kid around somewhere. Get them peeling potatoes. Why are you wasting money on those nasty, nasty prepared potatoes? So, oh dear. Oh, thanks a lot. That's really sweet. Thank you very much. I don't know if I'm interested. I'm just trying to be helpful because the stuff that I do is work for me. That is so noisy. Anyway, let's pop that away. So that's job number 1 done. And that's going. Alright, we're going to sort dog food out next and get that done. I'm cheating. I'm using frozen veg. I've also got some fresh veg which I'm going to grind to sort out. With makes it even easier. A lovely aid of my KitchenAid. And hello, there we go. Come back to me. There we go. With the aid of my KitchenAid, it's going to help make things go a lot better, a lot quicker, and make it more enjoyable. Also, the yield that you will get using a machine instead of cutting it by hand, you'll be able to feed your dogs for a whole month. My two, I do it's a kilo of rice, plus the extras, add the veg, add some meat. I've got some cooked meat in there at the moment that I'm going to shred down. Also, that helps just sort of disperse it throughout the rice. And to the dogs, it just smells amazing. I'm also going to be adding some coconut milk. And they've got these tiny little jars, tiny little tins in B&M. That is so handy. I've got to be honest. Sometimes a big can is too much. I actually only want a small can, so perfect for me. I'm also going to add in some toasted oats to give them a bit of a crunch. And they're going after the rice is cooked, so I don't want them going mushy and stuff. Alright, we need a bowl. We're going to need a bowl. I want some carrots and the meat. Come with me. I might actually have to move because I don't know if it'll stop filming or disappear or just cut off because it can't see me. Alright, I've got some meat in here. I've got some carrots that look a bit rosy. The dogs can have them. And they can have the courgette. And I'll tell you what, we'll get this out because we'll do this next. Right. I am not a chef. I have just learned what I do with the businesses I've owned and what life has thrown at me. So everything that I'm suggesting to you guys is literally just because I found it works well for me. And I've been using it a great deal of years, so it's not something that's on a whim, but it just goes on how much you want to save some money and how much you love the food. Alright, best buy, obviously, best Christmas present I ever had, it's got to be my KitchenAid. Alright, let's move that. Oh, hang on. I love my KitchenAid. I find it amazing and I can't wait to move because I'll be able to use it properly, and also I'll be able to bake again, and I do like a bit of baking. Right, I can't work it out. I'll take it off in a minute. So we're going to just disconnect that. There we are, much easier. I'm going to twiddle you around here, and that's my KitchenAid. It's one of the original KitchenAid, so I'm really lucky this was completely boxed up and was going to a charity shop. Oh my god. It was literally, it'd never been used. How lucky am I? Right. As we're doing it for the dogs, don't worry about top and tailing them. So, got my, look how weeny they are, terrible carrots. Alright, so we're not going to eat those. But the dogs can. Nice and easy, guys. Again, saving you money. How much is dog food? And oh my god, it smells horrendous. I've got to be honest, it is disgusting. Thank you for subscribing. I've just read your caption. I really do appreciate it. Take a look. If you don't like it, just unsubscribe and leave it alone. That's the way it is. So, carrots in. And again, guys, how many of you have the odd veg lying around that you're not going to use? It's gone past its best. This is a good way of using up anything for the dogs. I'm just going to put that on a little bit. My rice is getting there. Now, where's my... Ah, here it is. Right, so nice and easy. It's like minimum effort. Come on, seriously. As I said, you're doing it for the dogs. You don't need to peel them. Then that should be absolutely wonderful. Dogs are going to appreciate that you've gone through the effort. I've seen loads and loads of reels on TikTok and that. And there are some amazing people do cooking food for dogs. And I've got to say, it's lovely. It really is. If I had that sort of time that I could do individual meals for my dogs, then they'd get it. But I'd like to try some of the meals that she's got on her site on bulk style and see how it come out, because that would be interesting. If we do it that way, then I'm all for it. Alright, courgette. I don't like the prickly end, so we get rid of that. And again, it's gone past its best. It's looking a bit dry and needy. Here it goes. Oh, it doesn't fit. It's a bit fat at the ass. So, I'm just going to cut that up. Oh, yeah, I should use a bigger knife really, but... there we go. Honestly guys, you've got sort of like half hour to spare. You're not going to be wasting it chopping veg. This has made my chutney business and cooking chutneys so much easier and more enjoyable. Being able to prep my veg this way, especially sometimes with how little I want, and the waste. You don't get any waste. The yield off this is amazing. There's no waste with the KitchenAid. Slicing onions with this is amazing because you're not crying, because the way it slices, it's not ripping through the onion. Again, minimum waste. Right, last but not least, we've got the meat. Cut that up. So I've just got some leftover cooked meat that I sort of bag up, freeze down and keep for the dogs for later, so then I'm not stuck. But I also do keep emergency cans of fish in the cupboard as well, because obviously fish, if you're going to do that, get it in sunflower oil. Obviously it's good for the dog's coats and they will love you. Alright, we're still continuing there. Alright, we're just going to do the last bit of the meat. And look at that. Much better. And it's just got a little stuff. Just get a little spatula in there. Try not to use your knife like I do, or if you are going to use the knife, use the back of it, because you don't want the blades getting blunt and the knife getting blunted. Alright, doesn't that look, it's going to go a lot further. So you can imagine how, well, we know my reaction to my dog's food. Well, it's a lot better for me with them eating this. They're a lot healthier. I get them crying with it, it's good. Right, let's get this out of the way. Let's just go into the dishwasher. Now, again, out of the way, easy. Just get rid of anything. There we are, some leftover bits there. But, as I said, we're doing quite a lot in one hit. I want to show you that it doesn't matter how you do it. Oh, dogs can eat that bit. Cut that off. You get it done, it will make your life so much easier. But then you get yourself in a little pattern, and you know you got to do things. I've been putting off the chips for a week or so, but but it's going to take me 2 minutes to do some chips, and then they're done, and then I've got chips, and I'm happy. Right, let's get this machine out of the way. Another thing I love about this, it's so compact. It sits on my side. We're done with it. So, all I'm going to do with this, plug in KitchenAid, but I am sort of plugging that the mechanical help on the on your countertop is a good idea. There we go. Done. Out of the way. Here's my veg. Here's my meat. Ready for the dogs. Give this side a quick tidy. I hate working on a messy side. There's just no need for it. Just don't understand that people are getting such messes in the kitchen. How can you get anything done? You know, you need stuff. Especially if you've got a tiny kitchen. You want to be able to put your stuff away all the time. Right. That's it. Right, we can just put that to the side, and that is over and done with. I'm going to turn it back right now. And there we go. Oh, there we are. Right, that's back on working. Excellent. Right, lift all leftover bit of the meat, and the dogs can have that in a minute. Nice and easy. Alright, I get, as I said, between the two of them, I feed my dog for a whole month, and that's just on a kilo of rice with your vegetables and things. But you don't have to do your mixed vegetables like how I just done them now. You can just use mixed veg. And I said to you, I'm using mixed veg, so don't worry about that. Right, next. I love yogurt, but I do like to have a little fruit compote with it. And I've got to say, I really don't like the ones in the shop. It's too sweet, they're horrid, they taste disgusting. So I made my own yesterday. This is quite lit. If you want jam, just take it further. Try not to burn it if you're going to make jam. But yeah, so if you you don't want to take it too far, you want a little bit of movement in it like it's doing here. There we go. That's me sorted. This can go in the freezer. This will hold up to 2 weeks in your fridge, so you can have it whenever you want. Or you do, decide the amount that you want. I'm terrible for pots. I've got these little tiny pudding pots. Perfect for what I want for now. Right, get some more out. There we go. 10 different size pudding pots. Right. And this, really easy. I've actually got some, somebody dropped some rhubarb off to me at the house quite a few months ago. And I've never been able to find out who did it. So if you are watching out there and you are the person that dropped me off some beautifully fresh rhubarb, it's in the compote at the moment. I haven't got around to making a crumble, but it is giving my crumble with fresh blueberries and strawberries a really lovely taste. And we're going to pop that into these little pots. I'm going to cheat. I'm not going to use cling film either because A, I waste loads, it's messy, and everyone hates cling film. I've got these really cheap, I know I do apologise for the plastic, but I don't want cheap freezer bags. I wouldn't actually even put my chicken in them because they're that crap. And I use these to cover my pots with. And also, if you do them tight enough, it's just stop the air getting in between. Alright, so I need somebody to get it out there if that would be helpful. Mini ladle. Where are you? There you are. Alright, I'm using this just to give a start guessing. So if I say 2 spoons, we'll see how far it fills up. You're not going to be dumping like a whole ladle of fruit onto your yogurt. So just imagine how much Just imagine how much you would be wanting on your yogurt. That's the thing. You can actually sit here and go, well, I'll have about this much, because you can make it again. Honestly, this tastes like how Fruit Corner used to taste. And I used to love Fruit Corner when they come out, and now I can't stand them because the yogurt is watery. The corner itself is so sweet, and it doesn't actually taste like there's fruit in there. Right, let's get this top potted up. Move this back down. Great fun. But I've also got some clothes to share with you later. I'm not doing that today because I'm going to have to go check up to my mum because they both need ironing. I hope you're watching, Mum. I got 2 outfits that need ironing. I hung them up, they just look no good. And I don't want to ruin them. Mummy, thanks. Anyway, back to the compote. I'm going to show you so you can get a good idea of how much this little tiny ladle has got in it. Alright, that, you can see that through there, that is 1 scoop. If you were to put that on your yogurt, that's actually a bit too much because obviously the homemade one, you just don't need as much. So, I'm going to save it in 2 scoops. Leave it in the freezer. Another one in there. Oh, I can get 4 out. That's really cheap. That's really good. Well, only 3 maybe. We need a little bit in that one. When I put spatula, I'll get the other one out. Nice and easy. Alright, I like to waste not want, not get yourself a spatula, especially if you do like to make cake. You will end up amazingly how much mixture you'll save, and how many more cakes you'll get out. You're just getting all the crap around the sides. I'm so shocked still with how much it comes out. Alright, so just use that to hold that one up. And you know what? I'm going to have that bit on top of yogurt. Because there's just enough there. Let's do that a little bit. First skip. Yeah, it's nice. I'm not saying that because I made it. It actually tastes really good. And my teeth aren't on fire, which is another good thing. Alright. So, again guys, cost-wise, a bag of frozen fruit normally costs me about £2 a bag. I split it, I put about 50 grams of each fruit that I want into the bag, into my corn pot. And normally, that's, well, I've only literally just, this is the last of the bag that I've got in there, with a touch of rhubarb and everything in. And now I've got yogurt when I want it. So, nice and easy. As I said, the Clean Fill is a terrible product. It's just, it just goes well, it just doesn't do what you want it to do. So, I found, pop these in a little bag. Make sure it goes twist because you don't want the ice cream collecting on the inside. But, hopefully, oh, look at that. Sorry, the rice is calling to my attention. Need some more water in that. And then we're going to add some coconut milk. Alright, so just pop these to the side for the minute. So that's the compote done. Back to the dog food. Just take you over here guys so you can see. Going back to the dog food. I'm just going to chuck some more water in there. The rice is cooking nicely. I finally am taking patience. I've been a bit patient. I was cooking my rice too quick. Which means, again, I wasn't getting the yield out of the rice that I should have done. The longer you cook it, obviously it's for the dogs. You don't need to worry about it being overcooked or overly stodgy. Get the can out now. It will, obviously the longer you leave it, it's better when it's cold because any leftover water will get absorbed by the rice. and obviously it will increase the size of your rice grains. And now I've got coconut milk all over the cooker top. Never mind. Right, just that. Literally just dump that in. Check. Easy. I'm trying to make this as easy as possible, guys. But as I said, this is quite a bit of a long live today, as I've got a few things going on, and I'd like to get them done. And without actually, because I actually have some editing and stuff to do. Also, this is good for me and gives me a bit of content to share with you. With me getting things done. I think that needs a little bit more water. I can't believe that sometimes it depends on the rice. Not all rice is the same, same with all flour isn't the same. What works with one recipe while you're using a certain brand doesn't always work with the others. It's just the way it can be how it's milled or how it's refined. Just depends how it is. Right, that's off cooking now. Back to the Compot. And back you go. And hello. As I said, back to the Compot. Freezer bag, little mini tub, and you can have your yogurt whenever you want. Just put a knot in it. Try and do it as tight as you can, because you don't want little crystals forming on the inside. But I'm hoping you guys won't have it in your freezer that long for it to happen. And as I said, I'm going to, you know what? No, I don't want that too big. There we go. Perfect. Right, we're back. I'll be cooking later on this evening. I've got a really, really tasty garlic chicken. I'll be cooking with garlic sauce, and I've got, I've bought them from my local mirror market. I've got some cottage cheese and potato dumplings to go with it. I was thinking about green beans or something. I need something green to brighten up the colour. We'll see how we get along. Alright. Da-da-da. Keep putting things down. There we go. Alright. Yeah, all of this is making me a bit hungry, to be honest. While I've got the saucepan out, don't fire at me. There we go. While I've got the saucepan out, I'll lick the lid. Yeah. That's the dog. She's looking at me already. Right, am I getting that lid or what? Alright, all these other really cool pots. I went out a yogurt machine. They came with these very funky pot. Now you can have the pot in a minute. I find instead of when you put your yogurt in the fridge and hope for the best that someone doesn't knock it over, or it doesn't go funny, just get a tub. Much easier. Alright, tub. Right, excellent. Spoon. I just want to show you guys how nice this Compot actually comes out, to be honest, as well. So, move out the way. Over here. See, I'm untidy here, but I'm not in an unmovable space. Right. I've got a really nice, again, yogurt I picked up from my local mirror market. This actually tastes like natural yogurt. I've had some, and they've got this horrible aftertaste to them. Like something's been done to it, when really you shouldn't. We need a lid now. Oh, there we go. Alright, brilliant. So no fear of that falling over. And here comes a nice bit that I want to do. You see that goes alright from there. Here we go. I'm move it up. And I'm greedy. There was a bit more in there, but never mind. Alright. Alright, so guys, you should have this anytime you want now. It's in the fridge, in the freezer, ready. The only thing you got to remember is to buy yogurt. And, gotta say, how good does that look? Look at it. And it's just coming out of the yogurt so nicely. Perfect. Alright, so I've got a snack. And we'll continue sorting my kitchen out. And then we're going to get to the great buy that I got from the Mirror Market yesterday. Again, money saver. And if you're single, or living on your own, or whatever, this is a great way for you to have really tasty food whenever you want. So I'm going to get the rest of these away. I do apologise if you're getting bored and you're thinking, Jesus, she is talking too much, she really needs to shut up now. But then I sort of feel like I'm not on my own. Somebody out there somewhere is watching it, and I don't feel like all this work is for nothing. Because obviously it's for myself, but it's really nice to be able to share it and actually show you what I do. No, out! Sneaky! Dogs are so sneaky. He bashes open the gate. He's got a child gate to stop them coming in, and he headbutts it. Alright. But yeah, as I said, especially everyone, if you are out there and you are on your own, it does get a little bit depressing. So it is so nice to be able to come on air, show you what I can do, which ain't a great deal. And hopefully you like what I'm showing, other places I've gone, and or the places I've been out to eat. Look quite tasty. I was going through at the moment, and I realised I haven't been to Aurora Cuisine, which is only 5 minutes down the road. Which doesn't surprise me at all, because it's like 5 minutes down the road, you forget about it. And I was looking at our food the other day, and I was thinking, I really need to book in there again. Alright, it's always one fly around. Anyway, I just said, two of these are going in the freezer, and one's going in the fridge. Obviously, all that's in there is fresh fruit, or frozen fruit, or freshly frozen fruit, in my case, and sugar. So it is going to last. I only say 2 weeks because obviously the air getting into it, and depending on how frequent your fridge is open or how well it's kept shut. Alright, these are going away. Put this back over here. And rice is doing quite nicely. Oh, that's swelling up so good. Tiny bit more water because I don't want it burning. Where did I put it? Ah, there it is. And obviously when it's right in front of my face. So, you know what I mean? Anyway. I wouldn't know. Alright. There we go. Alright, I'm going to leave that cooking. These need to go away. And we'll get on to the next task. Alright, one in the fridge. And to the freezer. Alright, what do we get out next? Now these were a fabulous buy. Again, they're my local meal market. How much they pay for these actually? Right, I have got in weight, little man, cheeky. Right, there is about 1.5 kilos in weight in those. They are shanks. But these are turkey shanks. So if you're not a lover of lamb, this is a great option. As you can see there, look at that. And the size of these. Paid about £7 for these. Which for 1.5 kilos for me, I think that's pretty good. So I need a pot to put these in so they can sit on the side. There we are. What I'm going to do is, because one of those would make a complete meal for me, yeah, one of these would make a complete meal. 99% of people, these would make one meal will make it. I'm going to season these and put them in the freezer, so when I really want them, they're going to be nice and seasoned and ready to eat. I'm really liking this. It's like you can taste all the problems that are with all the products in the supermarket. Like that, it's not the problems, it's where obviously they become bigger, their ingredients become smaller, and they use less of them. And it's not until you go back basics you can actually taste that. So, yeah, happy with that. Right, season how you want to with your turkey. I'm going to obviously we're going to have 4 different seasonings. I'm going to do one that's just in a rub, one that's going to be in a sticky. I'm going to do a nice garlic one because I do like garlic. And I haven't got the 4th one yet, but these are so simple, quick and easy. You don't have to think about it. They'll be in the freezer. All you got to do is remember to get it out of the freezer. You can cook from frozen, but we all know everything tastes better when it's cooked from fresh. We're going to get those done. I'm going to start off. Oh, we've got the garlic. Got to find the garlic. Alright. Alright, we've got salt, pepper, thyme. Salt, pepper, thyme, and because we're making a sweet sort of garlic sticky chicken. My favourite thing to use, I love using this. I don't like eating it, but it is great to cook with. Alright, anything else? I think that's it. I'll start with the garlic chicken. Alright, need a bowl. Something I need to buy actually. 3/4 mixing bowl. I broke mine the other day. Alright, this will do. As you're only making, it's only for one, not making a mass amount, it's not going to be on bulk. Doesn't need to be that small, so I'm going to take this off and pop this over here. You can do whatever you want with your turkey. This is what I'm doing with mine. And this is then to give you ideas on when you go and buy meat in the supermarket or wherever you buy your meat from. It just gives you that sort of, oh my god, what do I do with it? I'm the other way. If it's sat there, my brain's already thinking, I do not want to waste this. This costs me money. So I'll do everything I can. I need a mini jug. Oh, there you are. Alright, these are my dessert jugs. They're 30ml. Great for measuring. So now I know every time what I've got. I want the extra virgin. Just the mild do. Like most of my recipes, I do like to start off with some oil. Need another bowl. For God's sake. No, I'll do it in a minute. Right. Let's start measuring out 30ml of oil. This is just an idea. I'm just giving you an idea on what to do with. You get great deals like that and you don't want to miss out on it. Just because you're not sure what to do with it. Yeah, I used to get like that. I really want to cook that, I want to try it, but I don't know what to do with it personally. And another way is always, if you get a food out, you've got ready, and you're cooking that day, you're blank. What is it? What are we having? Who knows what we're having? Right, simple. We're going to do a nice, easy, simple garlic mix. I have in there 30 ml of oil. I'm going to give this a squidge. I call squidge because it's when you can't squeeze it in anymore. So we've got a squidge of syrup. I need a fork now. Or a mini whisk. That's what I need to find. I need to get myself one of those little tiny whisks. Because that would be brilliant. Because my whisks are too big. Right. Mix your syrup with your oil. Because that's the last thing you want. You don't want all that on the bottom. And it looks like it's crystallising in the middle. Alright. And this is going to be enough for one of those shanks. You can always add, if you're doing more, make more. Simple. But do be careful when you are doubling up. Because doubling up, you don't need to all the time. So you can just spread it out a bit more. Alright, salt, pepper to taste. You won't need a lot of salt because you're going to have quite a bit of garlic in there. Got a really nice garlic powder somewhere. Alright, I'm just going to stop on that bit for a minute before we add the garlic. Because the rice is done. Well, it's time to add meat. All my spoiled little dogs. And also get the mixed veg out of the freezer. So that can go in now. Again, this won't take long to cook. Because it's so small. Alright, give that a good mix around without burning your fingers like I just did. There we are. Alright, mixed veg. Scissors. Alright, and because obviously we've got the water for the mixed veg, we shouldn't need to add any more water to that. So I'm going to take the gas. That'll do. Oh my god. Another reason I hate induction hobs, they just make so much noise. Alright, again guys, apologise if you found this exceptionally boring. But the only way you can normally do things is to tell people about it. Alright, let me go to the next veg. There we are. Alright, my dog is going to be so happy with it that I stand on tippy toes because I can't see the top of the pot. I used to get that problem when I used to work in kitchens. The sides were always slightly higher. And you always find yourself on tippy toe. Alright, and especially with the size of the pots and that they use for catering. You know what I mean? It is literally feed the 5,000. Alright. That's it. Right, dog food done. I don't think they need the toasted oats. I'll put it on their dinner when they have it. So I'm just going to leave that and let the rice swell and let that reduce down. And that's done. Right, back to our garlic sauce. So we've got salt and pepper. Salt? Yeah. Salt and pepper in there. So that we're going to have a bit of thyme. I actually found, I've only found that our local Greengrocers is the only place that sells dried thyme round there. And I found that really weird. And I couldn't get it anywhere, but I do dry mine out anyway. It is a better taste. But I was desperate and I needed it. But it's just one of those things you can't get. It's like loads of things that have disappeared. Even fruits and veg that I used to sell, you can't get anymore, which I find absolutely, I just find it absolutely peculiar, to be honest. You'd think it's food, you should be able to get it all the year round. Alright. So again, do this to your own taste. You don't have to put the amounts that I've put in. It is down to personal taste. So give that another whisk in. We are nearly done. I'm doing well here. We are nearly done. So I think the shanks, and the chips. But I'm going to do the chips when I finish talking to you lot and when this is all done. And I am completely, oh god, there we go. Finished. Alright, and a quarter of a teaspoon because I'm going to add some garlic puree in here as well. I like the powder flavour, but it can be a bit granulate. I don't know just about how much you mix it still comes out granulate, but that still smells of garlic already. Now I've got a new garlic frame. Right. And this is the one my mum picked up in Lidl. I've got to say, this is my crushed garlic straight in the jar. Great. It's one of the best texture, consistency of garlic that I've come across. Oh my god. Oh. There we go. Yeah, look at that. That is, it literally just looks like bulbs have been minced into the jar. Again, with this, you don't need a lot of it, so quarter of a teaspoon, especially as it's only for one of the shanks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you me do one of these, show you what I do with it, get it out of the way, and then I'm going to love you and leave you. A, because I want a coffee. B, I want to finish my yogurt. And C, I've been stood up for nearly an hour. Can you believe that? And my tile flooring doesn't do my back any good. Anyway, so back to the garlic. Make sure that is well mixed in. Otherwise, you're just going to have this almost, when you cook it, you get this really massive hit of garlic, and then it's like a, because it's been in a lump, you've cooked it and you haven't done any, and you haven't sort of mixed it with anything, and broken the flavour up a bit. The dogs are super happy with that. Right, freezer bag. Alright guys, so this is a final fret. As I said, I've got 3 more to do, but I'm going to do those in a nice amount of time after I've got a drink and I sit down. Because yeah, my leg is really starting to hurt. Does anybody else get that when they stood up for a long time? I get it when I'm making my chutneys. And I'm there making my chutney, and if you're there, stir it, keep it on the stirring or getting your veg ready. Yeah, all down the sides. I always find hard floor does that. Right, you ready for this? These are amazing. I'm going to show you these. And it was like turkey shank. I have cooked these before. I think I tandooried them. But look how good that is. Blue lovers everywhere. Isn't that looking good? I gotta be honest, the turkey shank doesn't really sort of like, you know, I think shank, I think lamb. But yeah, these were beautiful last time I cooked them up. And yeah, as I said, I did those in like a tandoori and they cooked so well. I'm going to use my little trick I normally use with breast. Cocktail sticks. Try not to pierce the bag when you do this. I'm actually just going to pop it in this bowl for a minute and stab the hell out of it. You can pretend, actually, you can actually pretend that it's someone you don't like, or an ex, or actually you take all your anger out, and it really shows the real you, I think. Depending on how you stab. Personally, I'd like to make them suffer as much as possible, so I'd probably go for the voodoo doll. And endless piercings. But then I could be quite sly. I don't want them to see it coming. And they would never know. That is my ultimate. You would never know. Anyway. Oh. And they would never find you. Okay. So, back to the cooking. A little bit of me, a little bit of my little darkness there. Which can be. But, so far, not had to use that. Alright, let's put the meat back in the bag. We stab the hell out of it. Nice and easy, guys. Okay, I'm not using this now. I've already got my dinner for this evening. I'll be doing that later with my bought dumplings. And that is one thing I am going to have to have. I really want to learn a good job making dumplings. Oh, and pasta. I've really got the setup for pasta at the moment. Alright, like normal. Because this is quick and easy and we want really nice tasting food. And we want it tasting like we just bought this. So, in goes your oil and garlic and syrup mix. And you know what, even when it's pouring over the chicken, it looks so nice. We want to get really, really clever and make it look even nicer. When you defrost it later and you start cooking it up, shake the sauce and mix it with any white sauce. Yeah, and you've got a lovely velouté going on there. Really nice. I do like a velouté, but you can make your own with your white sauce. Instead of adding milk, just swap it. Thanks, dear. Just swap it for whatever your stock or anything like that, to create your velouté. I'm massaging my meat. You can think of that as you will. That's completely up to you. Yeah, I like to get a good massage. I like it to all coat over because obviously once you freeze this, all this and in the fridge as well, it's going to go a little bit hard and you want it all over. So, there we go. And then just look at the size of these. I just can't get over how big these are. There's some damn big turkey out there. You know what I mean? Alright. And that's it, guys. We're done. It's going in the freezer. I'm going to let it work its magic. I'll have that at some point. I got a similar one in the fridge at the moment, but with chicken. I was just so impressed with the size of this meat. And the price of it. And it was on my doorstep. Honestly, fabulous buy. Right, my rice is nearly done, so I'm going to take that off as well. And that's it. So, in an hour, guys, we sorted out some chicken. We sorted out some crock pot. We got some dog food on the go. And I would say you've had a chat with me, but I've been talking at you. I admit that. It's just part of my nature. I'm off. I'm going to have a break. I'm going to have a sit down. And I really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, please check it out. I have got other things on here apart from cooking. I also got a bit of DIY if you're interested. Don't forget, I am still selling my toolbox if anybody's interested. But it is collection only, so it depends where you live really. And I hopefully will see you again soon. Take care, guys. That's an hour. I've been chatting for an hour, waffling on about crap. Well, not really. I'm trying to save you some money and some time. I'll see you later. Have a great weekend. Because it's actually not that bad out there, and I'm going to go take a look for myself. Take care, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.